Hello and welcome to the course on R programming. I'm super excited that you decided to join. And I can promise you right now that in this course you will learn a lot and we will have tons of fun along the way. And I have designed this course specifically to address a pain point that I personally had when I was studying R programming. And that is the fact that this language has a very steep learning curve and the courses out there just throw you in the deep end right away. And it's very hard to actually sit down and get this language going and understand it very well so that you can apply it in your work. So this course is structured differently. This course will take you step by step through everything in R, and like all of my other courses, you will learn gradually with lots of examples, with applying your knowledge to real world problems, and you will learn in a spiral structure. So everything you learn, we won't just move away from that. In the coming tutorials after that, we will concrete that knowledge in because we'll practice and reiterate it and we will build on existing knowledge. So that way, everything you learn, you will get to keep and take away after this course. And what I want to do in this tutorial is I just want to quickly show you around the sections of the course so you can navigate your way better. And then we will dive straight into installing R. And let's jump to the presentation of the sections of the course now.
Alright, so here's the course, and now if I scroll a little bit down to the sections, we will see section 1 here. So section 1, hit the ground running. Here we've got lecture 1, which is the lecture we're in right now. Then we're going to install R and R Studio, and I'll show you how to do that both on Mac and PC. And finally, we've got an exercise, a super quick exercise to get you excited about this course, to show you all of the powerful things you will learn towards the end of the course. Yes, you will be able to already perform them there. I highly recommend doing this exercise. You will see how much power R has. And then throughout the course, you'll actually learn in detail exactly what you did in lecture 3. So pretty interesting lecture over there. Then we've got section 2, core programming principles. And here, this section is designed to introduce you to programming if you've never programmed before. So feel free to skip it if you have programmed before, or maybe just proceed straight to the homework for this section because it's quite interesting. It's got some statistical knowledge combined with programming. If you haven't ever programmed before, then no worries. This section will get you up to speed with everything you need to know to master the rest of the course and learn R. Then we're moving on to fundamentals of R. So R is a very specific type of programming language. It is all vectorized, and here that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about vectorized operations and how to access elements of vectors, functions, packages, and so on. And basically that's what this section is about. It's about the specifics of this programming language. All right, then we're moving on to matrices. So matrices are multi-dimensional objects. It might sound like a complicated topic, but it's actually very simple. And moreover, here we've got a very interesting data set. We're talking about basketball trends. So we're going to be looking at the top paid players of the NBA, and we're going to have a matrix. We're going to learn how to work with it. At the same time, we're already going to be deriving very valuable insights, and we're going to have a lot of fun in this section. I can't wait for you to check it out, actually. Then section 5, data frames. What are we talking about here? Well, data frames are kind of a step up from matrices, and this is the main section for data science. So every time you're going to be working with data, it's like 99% of the time it's going to be a data frame. So it's a very important section to know all of these things and skills that we're talking about. And again, we're going to have a very interesting topic. We're going to be talking about demographic analysis. We're going to be working with some data from the World Bank. So that's going to be fun. And then we've got advanced visualization. So here you will learn how to visualize your data sets and how to portray those insights that you want to convey to your audience in a very graphical manner so that it's easier to understand them. And there's a very interesting concept about visualization in R. It's a very layered type of visualization. So we'll be working with the ggplot2 package, and you'll learn all about it. And also I'll show you myriads of different visualizations that you can use, and we will walk through them. And again, we're going to have a very interesting data sets. We're going to be talking about movie ratings and we're going to see how the audience rates movies, how critics rate movies, drive some insights. And in fact, when I was preparing this section, I found some things that I didn't know personally. I was like, wow, that is so cool. So you're going to have a lot of fun in this section. In fact, in any section of the course, you're going to have a lot of fun. And finally, we've got the homework solutions. So in the sections of the course, you'll find homework exercises. So you can come here and then check the solutions of the homework exercises when you're done. So there we go. That's how the course is structured. Don't forget that there are quizzes at the end of every section. So look into those. Those will also help you keep on track and refresh the knowledge that you just learned. And I can't wait to see you on the next tutorial. Until next time, happy coding. Hello and a warm welcome to the course on R programming. In this tutorial, I will show you how to install R and RStudio onto your computer. Alright, to get started, we need to go to the website without a www, just cran.r-project.org. And this is the website where you can download R. Now, select the machine that you're using. I'm going to be using a Mac throughout these tutorials, but you can also download the Windows version here, and everything we talk about will also work for the Windows version. And now let's go ahead and download the correct file. So just select the option that you like, and then you'll be presented with some packages. Usually it's the one just at the very top. So let's go ahead and download that. You'll see it's going to take a few minutes because it's quite a large package, 69 or nearly 70 megabytes. So let's just fast forward until it's downloaded. Alright, so the file has been downloaded. We've got over here. By the way, I wanted to show you that if you're having trouble downloading the file from right here, there's a button on the left called Mirrors. And if you click that button, you can select a different location from where this file will be downloaded, and maybe you'll find something closer to you. And yeah, so if you're having trouble, just check out this Mirrors button. And now we're going to proceed with installing the file. So once again, I'm on a Mac. On a Windows computer, this might look a little bit different, but the whole concept is the same. You just basically install R onto your computer. Okay, install for all users. There we go. It was quite a quick installation, just maybe a minute or two. And now we're going to close, and now R is installed, right? So if I look for R, you'll see that I have R over here, and so I can launch R. I'm going to do that just to demonstrate what R actually is. We've got this R console here, and you can already start programming in R in here. But the thing is that it is a console, and it's not very convenient. It's not very nice to work in a console like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this, and we're going to install RStudio on top of that. So RStudio will be like a shell on top of the console, which will make our work much more convenient and pleasant in R. So the website you need to go to, let me reload this page. The website you need to go to is www.rstudio.com. And if you go to this website, here you can get RStudio. It's a completely free software. So what you need to do is go to products, and here select RStudio. Now here we can just download RStudio desktop. That's the one we want. And download RStudio desktop open source. That's the one we want. So here, once again, you will need to select your machine type, Windows or Mac. I'm going to select Mac, and this is another 60 megabytes. So let's give this some time to download as well. Alright, so the file has been downloaded, and now let's go ahead and install RStudio. So I'm going to double click RStudio and just open it up. And as easy as that. So your installation process might take longer because I did originally have RStudio on my computer installed. But nevertheless, once you're done with the installation, you will get RStudio, which looks something like this. Alright, now that we're in RStudio, there's two things that we need to do. First, we're going to set up how RStudio looks. So I'm going to expand this to full screen mode, and I'm going to go into the settings. On a Windows PC, this might be in a different location. On a Mac PC, you need to go to RStudio and Preferences. In Windows PC, it would also be somewhere at the top. So if you go into Preferences, what we want to do is we want to change the appearance. So right now it's very white, and I find that when you program a lot, it's a bit too bright like that, like your eyes can get tired, so I prefer a different appearance. Here in Appearance, you can select the type you like. So there's lots of different styles, and there's a preview over here. First, I'm going to increase the font size to maybe something like 14. And here on the right, you can see a small preview of what it will look like. So let's try applying that one. As you can see, it's nice and dark. And that will, from my experience, once again, everybody is different. From my experience, it'll allow your eyes to rest. So have a look at the different options that you have. My favorite one is the Cobalt one, and I'm going to stick to that. And maybe actually I will increase the font even a little bit more. Okay, and the other thing that I would like to do is, after we click OK here, I would like to follow the very traditional approach to learning a programming language, where your very first program is a hello world program. So let's go ahead and create one of those. In order to create a new script, click the button up at the top over here and select our script. And this brings up a fourth window over here. And now you can type in your code. So what we want is we want to create a program that will say hello world, and then the message will appear here. So let's go ahead and do that. In R, it's actually very, very simple. All you have to do is open up quotation marks, and as you can see, R closes them for you automatically so you don't forget. And inside these quotation marks, type in hello world, exclamation mark. Now we're going to save this program, so click this button, save, and give it a name. So my first R script, save. And now in order to run this line, make sure your carriage is on this line, and then go and click this button up at the top, run. And there you go. Congratulations, that is your very, very first R script. You have just printed out the phrase hello world on your screen. And even though this might seem as a small accomplishment, it's a very big step towards learning R programming. And once again, I welcome you into this course. We're going to have lots of fun along the way, and you will learn tons in this course. I can promise you that right now. And I look forward to seeing you throughout the lectures, and until next time, happy coding. Hello and welcome back to the course on R programming. And the first question you probably have on your mind right now is, Kirill, why is there a huge timer right in the middle of the screen? Well, I'll tell you. The reason for this timer is that I am super excited about you taking this course. And I want to get you excited about taking this course, completing it, and finally mastering R programming. And in order to do that, I'm going to illustrate what a powerful tool R is and what amazing insights you can derive with just some basic knowledge of R in under 7 minutes. So let's dive straight into it. The first thing that you'll need is a browser. And in your browser, go to www.superdatascience.com/R course. And this is the page where all of the datasets for this course are stored. Now, if you scroll down, you'll find the one that we need is under section 1. It's called Mispriced Diamonds. So go ahead and download that, and that way you'll be able to follow along with the code in your own computer and have the same insights on your own machine. Alright, so we have just 6 minutes to go. Let's explore the dataset. Here we've got 3 columns. One is carat, the next one is clarity, and price. And these are all diamonds. Every row represents a new diamond. And carat is its weight, clarity is its clarity, and price is the price at which it was sold. And if you scroll down, you'll see that this dataset has a lot of transactions. In fact, over 50,000 transactions in just this one dataset, which makes it pretty big. And so what are we doing today? Well, let's look at this column clarity over here. It's got some abbreviations, and these abbreviations are explained in this chart on the right. So you can see that the I's mean that there are some inclusions in the dataset, and in the diamond and that it isn't pure. And then you've got less inclusions, and less inclusions. And it would make sense, right, that diamonds that are clearer are priced higher, should be priced higher than diamonds that are less clear at the same weight in carats. And what we're going to be investigating today is, does this relationship between price and clarity always hold true? Now, we won't be looking at individual diamonds per se. What we're going to be looking at is at statistical averages for clarity. So we're going to want to investigate, does a better clarity always mean that the diamond is going to be priced higher? Or does that relationship sometimes not hold true? And are there mispricings in the market? So it's going to be pretty exciting. And with 50,000 rows, it's going to be pretty challenging. But with the help of R, we'll get there very quickly. We only have 4.5 minutes to go. Let's dive straight into RStudio. Now, I'm going to type in some code and just follow along, and I won't explain everything in this one tutorial, but you will definitely learn all of this throughout the course. So type in my data, read CSV, and then file choose in brackets, and run this line by pressing Ctrl Enter on Windows or Command Return on a Mac, and that will allow you to select the file that you downloaded. If you locate it and select it, what that does is that it loads your data into R. Now that we've loaded the data, we're going to install a package. And this package will help us visualize the dataset. It's called ggplot2, so let's run that line. What you'll see is RStudio is going to start downloading this package from the internet and installing it onto your machine. So it's taking a while to think over there, and there you can see the download has started. It's downloading this package and all of its components to install into a machine. And over here in the packages tab, you will see that now we have ggplot2. It just appeared over there. So now we're going to activate the package by clicking this checkbox. All right, so 3 minutes left. We're halfway there already. Let's call the function called ggplot, and we're going to pass it some variables. Data equals my data, then x, we're going to say aesthetics, and for aesthetics we're going to say x equals carat, and y equals price. So we're going to create a scatter plot, and here we're going to say plus, we want to add points, right? We want to say that we want to have a scatter plot, so we're going to say g on point. So if you run these two lines together now, g on point, I forgot the bottom part, there we go, in a rush. All right, so if we run these two together now, you will see that here we've got the scatter plot for the diamond. So all of the records are illustrated here. And it already looks pretty interesting, but at this stage it doesn't tell us much because we don't have our third variable, which is clarity here. So let's add it in. I'm going to put this on a new line to make some space, and here I'm going to say color equals clarity. And now if I run these three lines together, you will see that the dataset, the plot is going to change. It's going to include clarity, and we have a legend on the right here. So now already we can see that some diamonds are priced higher, some diamonds are priced lower. That's a great start. But the scatter plot is quite cluttered, and we've got all these points on the right that are not statistically significant. So first of all, let's make it less clear, more clear. We'll say alpha for some transparency equals 0.1. If we run this and we check the time, 1 minute 45 seconds. All right, so we've made some improvements. We can already see where there's a lot of data and where there's little data. And now we're going to filter out everything to the right of this line, 2.5 carats, because it's not statistically significant. It's not going to help us a lot. So you will learn how to filter inside the course, but for now just type in my data $carat less than 2.5 comma nothing. And if you run that, that will filter your data set and leave only the 2.5 carats and below. All right, and the last thing that we need here is geom smooth. So let's add the smoothers so that we can see the averages for these different carats. So I'm going to make some space here so that we can see the chart very nicely. All right, we won't need the code that much. So there we go. Let's see how much time, 57 seconds. Okay, time to derive insights. Beautiful, that's exactly what we were after. So here you can see that the lines should be in this order. So brown is the best clarity, and then this red is the worst clarity. So they should be in this order all the time. But wherever they're crossing each other, that means there is mispricing. So you've got some mispricing over here. These lines shouldn't be crossing like that. And then you've got some mispricing over here, right? So some of the lines are crossing over there, and some of the lines are crossing over here at the low prices as well. So as we get to the right, you can see that the confidence bands are getting greater so that we have less confidence about what's actually going on because of the data set. But nevertheless, we can already tell what is going on, and you can see how the diamonds are being purchased at 1 carat, 1.5 carat, 1.5 carats over there, 0.7 carat, 0.5, and so on. So there we go, just on time, time expired. We have derived some great insights from this data set. It was very, very quick. And as you could see, R is a super powerful tool. With just a couple of lines of code, we were able to build this beautiful visualization, which we can then take to the client or to our managers and explain what exactly was going on in the data set. All right. As you can see, it was all step by step. We slowly built this visualization, and that is exactly how this course is organized. You will learn R step by step, improving every tutorial one skill at a time and learning a lot. And I can't wait to see you inside the next section. I look forward to seeing you inside the first tutorial, and until then, happy coding.